we're going to do is make a cabochon. That's a cabochon there. That's your basic stone for jewellery making. That's the phases we're going to move through. G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. Sorry about the flickering light. To begin, we're going to mark the shape on what's called a slab. So we're using a template, and my assistant here is just marking that out with a scribe in this case. You can also use a Nico biro. You mark that, and you can probably maybe see there's the shape there. This is the second step where she's marked out the cabochon on a rough slab, and now she's cutting around the edges. Now cut away the sides with a saw, and that's ready to start working. What we've started is on a coarse wheel, a 60 grit. She's just working her way around there, and she's going to grind that stone away until she comes down onto that line. Or just say half a millimetre or a millimetre off the line. You use the whole wheel like she's doing, and you just work your way around. Now periodically I do what she's showing me now, which is perfect, good timing Olivia, and I straighten up my cut because I know I always get a slight angle on it. So what she's doing here is putting it on a wax dock, and that just makes it easier to handle. I'll do a separate video on how to dock. So she's actually started the shaping process now, where she's starting to cut away and get that going. So she's actually got it pretty nicely domed. We're on the last two of the cutting wheels. This is now 180 grit. And we're really just making sure there's no flat spots at this point. After the cutting wheels, we go onto the sanding wheels. So it's 180, 240, 320. Then it goes to a 400 wheel. And Olivia's doing a wonderful job of demonstrating for us the 600 wheel. And that's the last of the sandpapers. After this one, we go onto the pre-polishers, which are actually used dry, and that's them over there. So we're on the pre-polish wheels now. The trick to remember with the pre-polish is that actually, because you're using it dry, it tends to heat the stone, so you've got to check frequently. Because if the rock gets hot, you'll melt the wax that holds the stone on, and that you can see is green. We don't want the stone falling off. There she goes, checking the temperature. She's got one more pre-polish to do, and then she's on the buff. So far all the wheels are actually quite hard, you can see. We're on the last wheel, and that's the polish or the buff wheel. So it's actually, you can see it's quite soft, and it's the only wheel you actually apply any force to. And instead of water, we actually use tin oxide. There's several oxides that get used, but we find tin oxide works pretty well, so that's the one we tend to stick to. So it's just a case of do the same thing as you've done before, and we'll get Olivia to hold it out so we can see what it finally came out like. And how is that, eh? Gorgeous. Compare that to what it started as. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed that and you've learned a little bit. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and you have a good one, eh? Hooroo!